What's going on, guys? How are we? We are back in business for another live sesh. Just let me throw the old links around, and then we can some SuperCoach here. There's plenty to think about, I must admit. There is quite a few trades. I wish I could make 4, to be honest, but 3 is all I've got to work with. Oh, that's the wrong button. All righty, looks like we are live on TikTok. Looks like we're live on YouTube as well. Good stuff. Harvey, not mucking around, goes bang. G'day, Shorty. Just in case you don't recognize me, I'm the person who had the account, Matthew McLennan. Yeah, and that's the person who wanted to get into your draft league but couldn't. Harvey, my apologies, mate. The draft league didn't quite get up, did it? But glad to sort you out with a league code. Hope you're well, mate. And also, if you're out there on TikTok, feel free to throw me a question. I'll probably go live on TikTok for about probably half an hour or something. And then we'll just go full on for the old YouTube. So, yeah, I've got plenty to talk about. I'll probably go live till about 7:45 or something like that. And, yeah, take any questions. Will Hughes, what's going on? Hello, sexy man, he says. What's going on, Will? How are you? Lockharky. Gotta be careful there. Rosie for Zeeble. No. What are we trading Rosie out for, mate? Come on. I don't mind the Zeeble option coming in, but Rosie's got to stay, mate. I might bring Zeeble in, but not for Rosie. Flynn, how are you, mate? What's going on? Hayden, what's up, mate? Yeah, I'm well. Hope you're well, my friend. I'm probably looking at trading. Who will I trade? Definitely Steele has to go. Bruin has to go. Cunnington has to go. And ideally, Nasai Wanganeen Miller I would go as well, but can only trade boost up to 3, so it's not ideal. But I think I'll bring in at this stage probably Zeeble, Goulden, and Cornelio. So, yeah, it's a bit hectic at the moment. I had a good week last week, but definitely the trade situation is still pretty full on. Got a question over here on TikTok. What do you think about Davies Uniacke from North? Yeah, he looks amazing, mate. Probably a good chance to get him before the prices go up. He's definitely a consideration for me when trading Jack Steele. So, yeah, don't mind him at all, mate. Thanks for the question. Tyler, Rada got subbed this week. Oh, robbed this week. Should have gotten 120. Mate, Rada, he might have been half decent the first week, but he was disappointing. There weren't too many players that were good for the Cats on Thursday, I'll tell you that much. But I was a frustrated Cats fan at the MCG. Maddie says, hey, babe, what's going on, mate? How are you? Lando legend. Who to trade out for Dustin Martin? What's Dusty priced at these days? I mean, I initially think someone like Jack Siebel would be a go. That roll just looked very, very tasty. He looked back to that just kick out roll. Very nice. 480. So you could go Goulden as well. So you could definitely go either of those guys. Cohen on the old TikTok. Would you trade Sean Darcy to Darcy Cameron to get Dacos for Liam Jones? Yeah, I probably would, mate. I probably would. I mean, part of me wants to hold the faith with Darcy, but part of me also feels like that Jackson influence just hasn't been great for him. So I would do it. I also think Dacos will possibly never be 500K for the rest of his career. So we might have to snap him up as well. But yeah, thanks for the question, mate. Feel free to pop a few more through. Oh, Amusement's back in town. How are you, mate? What's going on? Can I trade you for what I Supercoach? That is disgracefully disrespectful, Amusement. That hurts, mate. Hayden is back. Yeah, I agree. Could have done with 4 or 5 trades this round. Yeah, absolutely. Lando, oh my God, it's been a while, mate. How are you? What's going on? I watch your videos quite a bit. Hold on. Are you going to check Supercoach teams? Am I going to check Supercoach teams? Don't send your full team through, but send through as many questions as you would like, mate, and I'll try and do my best to answer those. Flynn, thoughts on Steele and Chester to Dacos and Setterfield? Yeah, absolutely love that, mate. Setterfield break even to like -50. You got to love that. And Dacos, like I said, gone. Steele out, disappointing. And Chester just hasn't quite hit his straps yet. Every chance to be dropped, but hopefully not. Will Hughes is just loving his work with Lando. Amusement says mild 31 degrees on the coast today, shorty. Oh, mate, if I could live up in Goldie, I'd be half tempted. I do love it down here in Geelong, but the weather does piss me off a little bit. Wow, summer just seems to go way too quickly. No worries, Cohen. Another question. What do you think of Ridley and Ben King out for Chandler and Davies Uniacke? Yeah, I don't mind that either. I just don't think Ridley's got that ceiling. Oh, geez, the questions are scrolling away from it. Yeah, I think Chandler, the job security is probably up and about, but geez, looked very good. 93 and like 70 something. So I like that trade, mate. Oliver's back as well. Thanks for dropping in again, mate. Tanner Bruin and Sean Darcy to Cameron and Zeeble. Again, yeah, that's good. I mean, Darcy Cameron looked really, really good. They really fucked us around in the preseason, didn't they? Had Mason Cox in centre bounce and just scared us off Darcy Cameron. And yeah, I think he's looking great. And Zeebel's just chipping it around, taking those marks. Gotta love that. Mason says, what are your thoughts on Paddy Cripps? He's an absolute jet, mate. One of my favourite players. In terms of rolling in for Supercoach, he's probably not absolute top 5 or 6 like he once was, but definitely a pretty reliable player. He's kind of point of difference this year as well. Lockie, best mid under 530K. Whew, that's kind of tough. I mean, Tom Green's 534. You probably want someone absolutely under 530. I might have to have a look, mate, and I'll get back to you on that one. Seb says 3 trades this week. Sean Darcy, Tanner Brew, and Liam Jones. So Darcy Cameron, Will Setterfield, Cade Chandler. Then next week, Finn Callahan to Jack Zeeble next week is my one trade. Yeah, that's good, mate. I mean, Setterfield's going to be an absolute, not a must-have, but he's going to be traded in a lot, and I can't blame it. If I could fit him in, I absolutely would. Just scrolling through the under 530K. I mean, Tom Mitchell, mate, it's pretty hard to argue his performances the first couple of weeks, and then I wouldn't really muck around too much else. I would probably just go cash cow options like Will Setterfield. Make you a bit of cash would be my option, mate. Lando, not in your leagues this year. Need to find a league. Oh, mate. They snap up pretty quick. When is the next one? Oh, I won't have any leagues out this year, mate, because they're all sort of rocking and rolling now 2 weeks in. My apologies. But, yeah, hopefully you found a couple of leagues that you can take your mates on or something. But I've got a Shorty Supercoach group. I don't know if you can still join that now, but that is in quite a few of my videos, descriptions and that sort of just before the first bounce. So you can have a look at that if you want. Prunescape. He says, oh, where is it? Darcy to English and Doherty to Dacos or Callahan to Setters to replace any of those. No, I wouldn't get rid of Doherty, mate. Not at all. He's going to be a gun. I don't mind Darcy to English, and getting Setterfield is a great option, but I would definitely keep Doherty. Try and get Dacos if you can, but I just don't like getting rid of Doherty. I mean, if you had to, yeah, fair enough. But, gee, I'd be trying to keep him, mate. Riley says Chester to Chandler, Steele to Clary. Fife to Zeeble thoughts. Yeah, that I can't fault that, mate. There's some good trades being thrown my way. That's good. You want Clary. Chandler's going to make you some cash, and Zeeble looks real, real nice. A couple of dollar signs says, is it worth booting or boosting to trade Chesser to Chandler, or is it worthwhile getting out of Darcy now? That's a tough one, actually. I'd probably be more inclined to get the cash cow, mate. I'd probably try and get Chandler because Chesser's, particularly if he's dropped, it's a no-brainer. But try and back Darcy in. I mean, yeah, great first week. Last week sucked. I'd back in the premium and try and get that cash generation flowing. Lockie says best mid other than Green. Well, hopefully I answered that one with either Tom Mitchell or Will Setterfield. No worries, mate. Chris says Neil and Jones to LDU and Dacos. I don't really like the trading of Neil, mate. I'd try and find some cash for Jones to Dacos some other way, but I don't particularly like Neil going out of your team. This fella says, what's your best ranked year, Shorty? Oh, gee, it was a while back now. I think it was about 1,400, but it's been tough times lately. It is hard to get up there in the rankings these days because, man, there's so much publicity and so much coverage in the media about it. It's pretty hard to get any leg up on most of the competition, but hopefully this year we can get inside that top couple of thousand again. Amusement says, I refuse to bring Nick Dacos into my side this year. No flogs policy. Whoa, bro, that's aggressive from Amusement. Oh, how could you not like Nick Dacos, mate? Lando's talking trade boost. Ronan says Warple or Setterfield. Definitely Setterfield, mate. The way he's been scoring, you just got to take the points that are there and enjoy that break even. I'd definitely go Setterfield. D-Mac Lando is feeling dangerous. Absolutely. Yeah, look, 36 it's too many trades, isn't it? It's too many. I wish we were more around the 30 trade mark. I say this all the time, but when I first started SuperCoach, you got 20 trades. Man, we'd lose our minds if we had 20 trades these days. We wouldn't know what to do. Josh over on TikTok says, thoughts on Hall affecting Zeeble this week? Yeah, I did think that, and it does make me a little bit worried. It will probably break up his kickouts. Yeah, that's honestly something I probably should think about more. Look, back when Zeeble played this similar role, Aaron Hall still played good footy, still scored. I don't know how many games he missed, but I think it will affect him from kickouts, but still Zeeble could definitely average in the 90s pretty easily. Will agrees with Setterfield. Joel Bennett, Hall to come back in. Oh, he's talking this one as well. Do you reckon Zeeble's role will change? Hopefully I just answered that one for you, mate. Marginally, but still think he's a good option. Hayden says, thoughts on Ridley, Callahan, Darcy, Alfred Dacos, Setters, and Darcy Cameron. It was my only way to get in Dacos. Yeah, look, I don't mind it because I'm not a massive fan of Ridley, to be honest, mate. So I don't mind that at all. And I think every man and his dog is absolutely searching to get Dacos into their team because I think I said it just before. Won't be too many times he's at 500K, probably for the rest of his life. So we should try and get it for sure. Lando, when is Martin coming back to AFL? As in Dusty. I mean, he was only subbed out, so I'm guessing he's every chance for this week. I think they were just managing him, mate. So Matty Parker says, is it worth trading either Doherty or Ridley for Dacos? No, not for Doherty. Yes, for Ridley. I think Doherty's part of that top group with like Dawson, Doherty, Stewart, and Sicily. And you can just about chuck Dacos in there as well. Where Ridley, I said this last week. I said I just don't think he's got that ceiling. I really don't. And he pumped out an average 70. So, yeah, I would be trading Ridley there, my friend. Man, these questions on TikTok really just absolutely disappear. Where are we? Chris or Neil, Jones, Bruin, Setterfield, Dacos. Yeah, look, I mean, if it's your only way, but I really don't like the idea of trading out Neil. I mean, this bloke is going to be a top 4 or 5 mid, and he's still averaged like 90 plus both games. Riley, Chester to Chandler is able to Clary. I think I answered that one. I like it. Austin's on. We love that. When's the quiz coming back? Oh, Austin, mate. There will be no quiz today. And I do apologize because I said the same thing last week. But this week's just crazy, mate. I'm on earlier this week because we won the tennis grand final on Saturday. So got our photos for that tonight. So that's why it's a bit earlier. I am at camp tomorrow night and I've got the footy on Thursday night and then it's Friday. So I thought, gee, when am I going to squeeze this in? And look, the quiz will be back. Austin, I'll do it for you next week, mate. I'll do it for you. Prunescape says, saw you at Nando's Belmont last year, Shorty. What's your go-to order from there? I respect that. Don't mind a cheeky Nando's from time to time. Those chips are just very, very dangerous option. Shorty's order from there. Probably that burger. Oh, what's it called? I can't remember it. It's just their chicken burger. It's bloody good. Or in a wrap. But the main thing from Nando's is those chips. So good. So good. Nesquik, Fantasy, Sinclair to McGrath, Tunstall to Day, Bench Hewland. Oh, we're talking fantasy, mate. That's awfully naughty. I don't normally dabble in the fantasy, but oh, Jesus. I don't know if you'd be trading Sinclair in fantasy or SuperCoach, but yeah, I know there's unlimited trades, so maybe you would. But fantasy's a bit out of my depth there, mate. Oh, Jesus. Shorty's about to choke here on his water. Amusement says Skittles versus Smarties. Oh, mate. Skittles every day of the week. I mean, it's not even no question, surely. Lando, mid-price. Yes, I have him already, mate. I scored okay. Ryan Little, would you trade Ridley, Callahan, and Radigalia for Setterfield, Zeeble, and Chandler for 100K? Yes. Yes, I would, mate. I think that's a good trade, good set of trades there. Lando's having a look at his side. DMAC, Amusement, got to be Skittles. Yeah, 100%. Would love to hear the feedback, both in TikTok world and YouTube. Skittles, surely over Smarties. I mean, I just thought it was... I can't remember the last time I went into the supermarket and went, you know what, I'm buying a bag of Smarties. Got to be Skittles. Fantasy with AST. The Shortster, what's happening? Quick question. Off memory, you used to throw some betting type content up on the channel. Is this still going to be happening? Love the content. Hey, mate, how are you? I'm going all right. Hope you're well. You're right. I did used to do a bit of that. And maybe I should because I'm still chucking a few same game multis around. I've probably tried to not do as much content because it was hard to keep up with, I guess, just with my new job and stuff. But it could be a little TikTok option because it's just so much easier to do content in a shorter, sharper way of thinking. But I appreciate you putting that forward because that might be something I can do. Not every week, but it might be something I can do. Thank you, mate. Amusement, comment, DMAC, W there. Lando's given us some serious running commentary. He's just restarted his PC. Got to respect that. Oliver on the TikTok. Would you give up one of Sicily or Dawson for Dacos? Absolutely not. No, Dacos, yeah, we probably need him, but not at the expense of an absolute premium. I mean, the only way you could justify it is because we have 36 damn trades. Way too many, but that's the only way you could possibly justify it. Lucas says Setterfield or Zeeble. Hall had 37 in the VFL, so worried about consistency of the Zeeble role. Yeah, that's a fair concern. I'd go Zeeble for the reasons you outlined. I mean, I think the role is a bit more cemented and he's coming off a massive 140, so he'll probably, in the short term, earn quite a bit more cash than Zeeble or a little bit more cash. But yeah, I'm going to look that up, to be honest. Jack Zeeble, stats, Aaron Hall stats. Yeah, this is probably the biggest week of trading for SuperCoach. Like you just can't afford to fuck it up. You got to get it right before these prices change. Otherwise, you miss the boat on cash cows, or you're stuck with blokes that are stinking it up. So in the year 2021, Jack Zeeble played 21 games, averaged 107. We're not expecting him to average quite that, but still. And in 2021, Aaron Hall played 20 games, averaged 105. So I think that sort of shows that they can both average very good numbers with each other. So if that makes you sleep a little bit better at night, then be my guest. Where are we? Nesquick, I'm top 9K in fantasy. Nicely done, mate. Nesquick, do you sort of get stuck in a super coach as well, or are you a strictly fantasy man? User says, who's your all-time favorite super coach player? All-time favorite. Oh, I'll throw a name at you, and he's probably not my all-time favorite, but do you remember Greg Broughton? He was, for 1 year, just the best cash cow we've ever had. And before we knew it, he was at Gold Coast and career over. I don't know what happened there. Best all timer, probably. I used to love having Gary Ablett when I did have him. Sometimes I chose to not go with him because he was so expensive. I'd go Pendlebury instead, which burnt me a few times. But I used to love in 2006. So I'm going back here. I must have been like in high school just playing Supercoach. Gary Ablett was available as a forward, and that was his year that he just went nuts and broke out. That was one of the best selections because I was just a biased young Cats fan. So yeah, I'll pick Gaz in the forward line. Had no idea he was going to explode, and he did. Mason, oh Jesus, this once you start scrolling, they get away from you. I'll probably focus. Apologies, YouTubers. I will probably focus just on TikTok for the next 5 or 10. I might try and just smash that out and then do an hour straight with the YouTube stuff. But stay patient, guys. Stay patient. Mason, who do you think will win the grand final this year? Probably at the start of the year, if I was going full left field, I thought Carlton could, but I don't know if that was just me getting a little out of control there. Probably Melbourne or even the Swans, without disrespecting Collingwood too much. And I optimistically want to hope the Cats, but they didn't start the year too well. So it's so open, mate. It's so hard to know. Sanderson, thoughts on Will Day? Yeah, look, I think he played pretty well on the weekend without checking the actual score. Let's have a look. Or maybe he didn't. Oh, no, he scored 98. Yeah, righto. 26 touches. Yeah, look, he is probably doing exactly what you need at that price. So, yeah, don't mind him at all. Sam, what do you reckon about Will Setterfield? I think he's just about a lock, mate. If you want to get some quick cash with some good numbers, he's probably your guy. Good price, insanely good break even. You can definitely bank on him. User short you king. I got 500k for a forward. Do you think Darcy Cameron or Zeeble? I'd probably go Darcy Cameron. I would not have gone that a week ago, mate. But both really good options. I'd probably just go Cameron just because I think he has a bit more, I guess, consistency with his role. And I think it's a bit more, we can probably trust him just slightly more. Jack says, I have Libba and need Dacos and Setters and Chandler. I can't find another way to get Dacos in. Well, if you're meaning, do I trade Libba? Yeah, I think that's fair. I love what Libba does in and under, but I don't really think he's an absolute top 10 midfielder. So in Supercoach land anyway. User says, thoughts on Cornelio versus Dunkley as a forward option? Oh, look, you're probably splitting hairs. You got to have both of them by the end of the year. And I'd probably try and get Cornelio first just because he'd be slightly more point of difference, but I presume most people have Dunkley, so I don't know. Callahan for Setterfield. Yep, absolutely, mate. I think that's a done deal for sure. Hugo, hey, Shorty, is it too early to trade Sean Darcy? Probably not. Probably not. it's concerning, him and Jackson. Like, he was great first week, shit house the next week. So are they going to play him forward again? Honestly, if I were you, I'd probably trade him. Setterfield for Callahan. Yeah, it's right there with you, Sam. I answered that one on Will Day. Lucas says Setterfield or Zeeble. I'd go Setterfield just. I think I touched on this one before. Bit more trust in the role, but both really, really good options. Braden says Hopper for Setterfield. I probably wouldn't. I mean, if Hopper doesn't play this week, then I kind of understand where you're coming from. But Hopper's just come off a 119. It looks like he's going to miss 1 week max. I think there's probably other options. Look, Setterfield's great if you need that kind of guy, but he's not a must-have. User says, thoughts on the new AFL 23 game, giving it a go, Shorty. I have not given it a go yet, mate. I heard a fair bit of talk about it and a bit of a review on it, but I haven't given it a go yet, mate. So if you got a review for me myself, wouldn't mind hearing it. Potts says, Gorn, Fife, Chesser to English, Setterfield and McKenna. Iffy on Setterfield long term, though. Nah, that's a good trade, mate. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think they're all really good options at the moment, and Setterfield doesn't even have to be that long term. All he has to be is 4 to 6 weeks, get up well above 500K, and then you can do what you like with him. You can probably trade in a fallen premium. Hectic Cheese, what a name. If you don't get Dacos or LDU in your team, what you doing? Yeah, look, I mean, definitely Dacos, and LDU's a bit tougher because I feel like we have a little less flexibility with the midfield, but both superstars on the rise. Back on the YouTube, Harvey says, my 3 trades this week are Steele, Davies, Uniac, or Steele to Davies, Uniac. Sub Filippo down, then went Cunnington to Setterfield, and then Fife to Zeeble. Yeah, that's good stuff. I like that, mate. They're good trades. I should even contemplate maybe going that sort of direction with Cunnington to Setterfield as well. Love your work, amusement from DMAC, and Lando's just getting involved. Supercoach skits. Shorty, I fucked up. Laird's gone, Hopper's gone, and Jones is gone. And the ins didn't go too well with Horn Francis, Callahan, but Dacos saved me just. Oh, geez. This is why I was saying sometimes it's handy to just give them a couple of weeks because Hopper responds and then Horn Francis is the issue. So sometimes that 2-week sample size just comes in handy. Thoughts on Cornelio versus Dunkley as a forward? I think I answered that one before. Oh, here we go. Dockers or West Coast Eagle this week? Oh, I think the Dockers will win pretty comfortably. So, Sando, I answered that one on Will Day. Where are we? Geez, a few questions coming through. Got to love that. I've definitely got to scroll a bit here. Hugo says what to do with Sean Darcy and Callahan. Well, I think probably Darcy goes. It could be to Darcy Cameron, or you could go Callahan to Setterfield potentially. That's what I would probably do. Brayshaw or LDU? Oh man, I would if I had to choose LDU, but I still think Brayshaw is going to average around that 110 mark. So I'd still have some faith with him. Jake says he's got a couple questions for me here, Jake. Thoughts on Will Setterfield and what did you rank last year? Setterfield's a gun, mate. I mean, I never would have thought that we would be saying that in Supercoach land, but the start to the year has been great, and I think we can definitely trust him to make us a lot of cash, score some pretty good points. What did I rank last year? Oh, gee, I think it was might have been 9,000. So not my best efforts, but yeah, like I said before, it's pretty damn competitive with all the content that gets floated around. Sometimes it's hard to work your way back up, but no, I had a couple of shocking trades last year, so hopefully this year does me a little bit better. Riley says, what are you doing with Hopper? Probably holding, I'd say. Just probably try and cover him. If he does miss, sounds like it's just 1 week. If that hasn't been ruled out just yet, so I will hold. Clary to Laird. I got money to spend. Clary or Laird. Oh, sorry. Um, I'd probably go Clary this week because if you were going to go Laird, you may as well do it next week because Laird's got a break even of 200. So if you want Laird, then maybe just hold off a week. Heath agrees with keeping Hopper. Any rookies that are must beside the big three? Yeah, well, is McKenna a big three? I don't know, but I think you need him. The big three, I'd imagine be Sheasel, Ashcroft, and maybe Mackenzie. I can't think at the moment, but not really. Let me have a look at my team. Who could we talk about? I think Charlie Constable's probably a must. If you don't have him, I actually think he's a bit. He hasn't lit the world on fire, but I think he'll definitely have some really nice scores in there. Cohen, do you reckon Daniel Rioli is a good pickup? Look, he's all right. I mean, he's playing a really nice role, but I'd probably prefer some other blokes. I mean, you've got Dacos right there next to him. But in terms of that price range, he's probably the top 2 or 3 around that mark. Sando says Alex Pearce or Liam Jones. Alex Pearce, goodness gracious me. What, did he take a few marks or something? Or are you pulling me leg? Averaged 82, 328. Nah, we can't be talking Alex Pearce, can we? Surely not. No, I'd go Liam Jones, mate, for sure. Answered that one. Emmett says trade McRae to LDU or hold him. Not a fan of the role, and we all know what Bever does. Yeah, look, I'm with you. I'm a bit concerned over the role. I would trade to an in-form number 1 mid LDU. I would definitely do that. Skits, I like this angle better than you, Jimmy swapped up. I like that, mate. Hey, how's draft going? I'm in an 18-team draft comp. Much tougher than yeah, I know. 18 teams would be tough. Now I've started draft well, not as well in my AFL Supercoach 360. I'm in their draft league, a good Supercoach page if you want to check them out. So I don't think I'm going as well in that one to start, but overall pretty happy with the team. Don't know if we'll get to all the questions here. Oh shit! Don't know what button I pressed there. Ben had led as captain first week and then second week took captain off. Oh, mate, that's brutal. Do you think Setterfield and LDU are worth going in? Yeah, for sure. I mean, if that suits your makeup of your team, absolutely, they're great options. I answered that one. Sando answered that one on lead. Clary. Odin says, what should I do with Ridley? I would probably trade him. I mean, I don't have an amazing amount of faith of him being a keeper. You got Dacos in there. Some of like Rioli. Could you go to Luke Ryan? So, yeah, I'd probably throw a few things around there. Sonny's on guitar. Thoughts on him? Horn Francis out for Zeeble. Don't mind that at all. I mean, Horn Francis will play some good footy, but, gee, that score on the weekend must have shaken us up a bit. That was a bit concerning. So I'd go with the bloke who's had a couple of tons. Zach says, thoughts on Witts to Cameron, Bruin to Dacos? Oh, Flint. Jared Witts is flying, isn't he? There's no need to trade him, surely. I know people are kind of keen to, get some cash, but fuck, Witts is averaging 124, bro. So no, we don't want to trade. Don't want to trade that. Would try and get rid of Flanders, but not at the sake of Witts. Will says Setterfield or Warple. Had that one a few times, so definitely a popular one. Setterfield for mine. Ben, thoughts on having Cooper Hamilton? Cooper Hamilton. That wasn't a name I expected to encounter today, mate. But let me have a look at his stats. He's at 233 and just scored 81. Not so sure about him, mate. Not so sure. Has all top captains this week. Gee, haven't even really thought about captains, but I think probably Bontempelli or Dunkley or even Neil on that Thursday night. And then Friday in terms of your VC, you could go Dacos, but gee, haven't really looked too much further beyond that. Hamish says, thoughts on LDU maybe getting a tag from McGuinness. Very possible, but I still think long term he's going to be a real good option. Emmett says Zeeble or Setterfield. Zeeble allows me to field McKenzie over Filippo. Yeah, look, I'd slightly favour Setterfield, but it's a much of a muchness. Lloyd says McRae out. I'd be leaning towards that. Bit of a change up in role. He just looks a bit off, a bit concerned. Zion says Filippo. I'd stick with him, mate. He's playing good footy, not necessarily turning into good scores, but I would definitely stick fat with him. Tom says Baker or Zach Bailey. As in Oscar, or are we talking Liam here? I don't particularly like either of those options, to be fair, mate. Zave says thoughts on bringing the hammer in. The hammer. You're going to have to remind me. I should know this. I heard this term thrown around the other day. You're going to have to remind me, mate. And Lucas, would you go Sean Darcy, Dusty Cameron? And yes, I absolutely would go Flanders out, Zeeble in. Kane, is Jones worth a trade? I'd leave him for now. I think there's more pressing options to bring in. Van, I have Cooper Hamilton because for his price, his average is really good. Interesting. Yeah, look, he's probably not a bloke that's crossed my radar all too often, but young fella obviously had a good game the other week, scored 81. A bit of a point of difference for you there, mate. Tom Ford with a budget of 440K. Yeah, sure. Lucas says he's putting Darcy Cameron in. Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's fine. We might just do a couple more from TikTok. I appreciate the questions. If you do want to keep rolling with the questions, feel free to pop over to YouTube where I'll do questions for another hour and I'll try and catch up on the questions that I have missed. I might have to tweak how I go about this because I don't know if it's flowing perfectly. So we'll just answer Heath, Tom, and Odin. Thoughts on the Bulldog situation? I'm a Doggies member. Yeah. And then we'll just do defender between 350 and 450 and a Ford down from 440. Thoughts on the Dogs, mate? I think they'll be better than what they're producing, but you got to be a little bit concerned, mate. No doubt. They are certainly not quite hitting their straps at the moment. So I think there's a bit of cause for concern, but they will find better footy, I'm sure. The under 440, I think it has to be Zeeble, mate. I think it has to be Zeeble. And then down back between 350 and 450, I think it was. Let's have a look. This will be my last question on TikTok, and then we'll move over to YouTube. There's not much. Where are we? Oh, look. There's not stacks there, is there? And Will Day's almost your best option there, mate. Nothing else really. I mean, could you trust Jermaine Jones? I don't think so. Yeah, it's slim pickings. Slim pickings. Yeah, sorry, mate. Not much I can do there for you. But yeah, thanks for all your questions on TikTok, guy. I really appreciate that. I'm going to bounce back over to YouTube. Still playing around with how we go about sort of the two videos running at the same time. I might have to do some tweaking on that one. But if you got any ideas on how I should run it better, like a half-hour TikTok on its own, then fully go over to YouTube with maybe like a 10-minute crossover or something, who knows? But sorry for the hold up, guys. I'll get back to those. Harry Peacock, familiar name. What's going on, mates? Is Jay McGregor a lock for 100 every week, or is he simply too soft? Gee, I couldn't question the young lad. Although, I do question his ability to just find me the first time Carlton have beaten us in fucking ages, and there he is at the train station. Haven't seen the bloke at the footy for years. All of a sudden, the Blues win, and there he is, getting right up in my face. When's footy season start for you, mate? I might have to pop down and have a look again. Watch you kick you up on goals. D-Mac, Shorty, do you have any thoughts about the cost of living crisis? You seem like a man of great knowledge about the economy. You may have misread me there, mate. My economy knowledge is poor. As long as my house rates repayments don't go up too much further, Shorty will be a happy man. But I'll tell you what, nothing comes down in price, does it, mate? That's why I'm telling you, every now and then, you just scan through the occasional item as something a little bit cheaper at the old self-serve. I mean, I'm not sitting here encouraging shoplifting, everyone, but I'm just saying when I can put through my pretzels filled with peanut butter as normal pretzels, I will do that. I will do that. Amusement, why haven't you given us NRL Supercoach update this week? Okay, NRL Super, mate. Oh, come on, mate. Save that for Gold Coast, son. NRL's not me thing, bro. Lando, I need to trade out Dusty and another player that's injured or suspended at least. Fair call, mate. Fair call. I think Dusty has to go. Maybe Zeebel's your guy. Setterfield or Zeeble first. I'd go Setterfield Seb. But both really good options. Theo's back in town. Hey, dude, which one do you prefer? Gawn, Doherty, Allen for Dacos, Darcy, Cameron, Zeeble? Or my trade in Setterfield, Dacos, Darcy, Cameron, out, Doherty, Chesser, Gawn. Let me just digest that one. So your main difference is Chesser or Allen versus Darcy, Cameron. Yeah, okay. It's almost Dacos versus Setterfield. I prefer the first one, mate. I prefer the first one. Allen out, get in Dacos, Cameron, and Zeeble. Hopefully that helps, mate. Amusement, what anti-aging ointment have you applied today? Boy, oh boy, wow. Oh, you're a funny man, Amusement. You're a funny lad. Lando had to register in time, so yeah, fair call, my friend. Chris SC, who should I get in for Fife and Flanders? If you can get a bit of dual position action going with Setterfield or Zeebles, your guy. But otherwise, can you go down to Sheasel? You probably already have him. But yeah, Goulden's a bloke that if you can free up some cash, can you go up, 160K for Fife? There are probably a few options I would consider. Dion, Travis Boak or Ollie Wines. We've got ourselves a little Port fan. It's got to be Ollie Wines, mate. Trav Boak is not quite in their absolute mix at the moment. Amusement NJD has negative arrears. Chris, thoughts on Draper R2? Haven't really tracked how he's been going, but I don't love it, but let's see how he's been going. I just think there's probably better R2s. Oh boy, 66, brother. Fucking hell. 73 to 60. No, Draper's got to go, mate. Andrew, thoughts, Shorty? Flanders, Ridley, Radaglia to Setterfield, Gordon, Chandler. Love it, mate. I think that's all very good options. Will be similar trades to what I will do. Lando says, how long ago was the group video? Oh, it wasn't a specific group video, but if you go to any one of my league reveal videos, it should have the group code as well, mate. Corey, what's going on? What do you think of Darcy to Darcy Cameron, Tom Powell to Zeeble, and Callahan to Setterfield? I really like it, mate. This is sort of a popular trade trend coming through, and I really like it. I'm probably going to note a few of these down. Some of these players, you got Zeeble, Cameron, Setterfield, Callahan's getting talked about, Fife. So it's always good to get a gauge from you guys as to what the temperature is out there. Sorry, guys. I might. Jimmy, bro, haven't been here for so long. Love this channel so much. Oh, mate, thank you very much. I appreciate that, brother. Lucas, I do think Davies Uniacke will keep playing well. I very much do. Thoughts on having Core from Ben? I'm not really sure. Who in for Bruin for Luca? It's got to be Zeeble, mate. Got to be Zeeble. Setters in for Steele, I like, no doubt about it. Ollie about Rowell, probably more of a draft option, but G's been really, really good. I'd probably go someone else. I don't think Rowell's top 10 or 12, and he's just awkwardly priced. But I'm going to sign off from the TikTok side of things. Thanks heaps for all your questions. Like I said, if you do want to keep asking me questions, I am over here on YouTube taking your questions. So, yeah, it's a bit of a random setup. Like you can see, Shorty's doing TikTok and he's doing the old YouTube live there. So if you want to get around that, feel free. But yeah, at the moment, still playing around with how I, do both at the same time, or if I do one and then the other, we'll just have a look. But yeah, feel free to jump over there. Thanks for your questions. Hopefully, you've enjoyed it, and I'll chat to you soon. I'll also have a video out / TikTok on going to the footy Thursday night, so probably Friday. So I'll talk to you all then. And then the age-old thing of how to end my life. There we go. Cool. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support. I'll catch you later. Yeah, thank you, guys. Appreciate you sticking around. Definitely would love to hear your feedback on how I should best go about these two lives. I sort of want to do both, but understand that maybe chopping and changing is a bit hard. So I'm leaning towards just doing like a hard and fast TikTok half hour and then like an hour and a half or so on YouTube. Just depends. I'll play around with it. SuperCoach Skits wasted a boost last week, so going double or nothing this week with another boost and squad looking tight, mate. I'm all about a trade boost. Absolutely love that. Amusement SpongeBob or Garfield? No, I'm a Garfield sort of guy, and that may be controversial. It may be controversial. Greg, thoughts on Witts to Cameron, Bruin to Setterfield, and Flanders to Dacos? Only other way I can get Dacos is Doherty, or just getting Dacos and some rookie. Yeah, gee, I don't like trading premiums out just to get. Yeah, look, I don't think you should trade Witts out, mate. He's going great, and I think Doherty's a keep. Yeah, look, if it's your only way, but if I had to choose out of the two, it would be Doherty. But I don't necessarily love that approach because I think Witts you could keep all year. Lando, I'm doing better on the ESPN footy tips. Oh yeah, I'm in the footy tipping for ESPN as well. Got a little shorty SuperCoach tipping league. DMAC can only do one of these, which is better. Setterfield in for Ash or Chandler in for Chesser. I would do Setterfield in for Ash, mate. SuperCoach 10, option 1, NDJZ and Setterfield in for McRae, Bruin or Chesser, which pushes Constable to the bench, 14K in the bank, some trades. But Jones out instead of Chesser, which leaves 118K. And I don't know where option 2 is, mate, because it's probably scanned well down the list. So that might be a tough one to answer, my friend. Yeah, sorry, mate. I don't see option 2, but I don't mind that as a trade. That's about all I can tell you. I quite like that as a trade. But sorry, I can't really do more. Daniel, Shorty, just want to pop in before training and say that you look stunning today. Oh, mate, tear the track up, my friend. You've boosted me about 5 feet there, my friend. I love that. Leroy, Shorty, how are you? It's been a while. I'm so glad the streams are back. The Quizmaster has returned another year and back for the relationship help. Really stagnated without the help of the streams. Oh, mate, any date advice you want, come straight to me. I mean, I'm no expert in that department, but love talking about it. But the bad news is no quiz tonight. No quiz tonight. I do apologise. I'm a bit on the hop tonight. I'd said it before. So if you just joined, I've got my tennis grand final photos at like 8:15. So I'll just do this at I'll do this at 7:45. Then I'm at school camp tomorrow, footy Thursday, and then it's Friday before you know it. So I do guarantee a quiz very, very soon, but because they're a hell of a lot of fun. Just got to find the right time and to do it. Amusement, I don't approve of Nick Dacos because he wears a black and white uniform. Theo might trade Hopper instead of Doherty due to injury. Chester to Samson Ryan. Yeah, look, if you have to, then yeah, Hopper would be the guy. I'm happy to keep Hopper, but I understand that some people are probably having to shift a few things around. Amusement, James Frawley, a good shout at 150k. James Frawley. That's a throwback, isn't it? Lando says who to trade for. Kelly, need to change vice captain. Lando, I'd probably keep Josh Kelly, mate. I mean, he's probably back this week, man. Heath says, how's draft going? Pretty good. I think I'm in 2 draft leagues. Had a bit of a rough start in one of them. I lost one by 7 points to Asho's Army, who is one of the main men at AFL Supercoach 360. Great Facebook page if you want to check them out. But going very well in my mate's league. So I'm looking to redeem myself in that one after going down in the grand final to Langers last year. Still hurts. Corey, I don't reckon Hall will be best 22. Fucking hell, really? Surely he's best 22, mate. If he's fit, he plays. Surely. Hayden, I forgot to add that I miss out on Chandler to Zeebles and LDU if I do trade them. If I do them trades. If I miss out on Chandler. Yeah. Look, it's not a disaster to miss out on some of those guys because you just got to prioritize. I mean, I've got 4 trades I'd like to make. We can only make 3. Sometimes you just got to prioritize. And when I'm trying to prioritize, I try to just go with guys that are keepers and blokes that I'll just keep in my side whole year. Theo, Setters, Darcy Cameron, Zebel, out, Gorn, Hopper, Allen. Yeah, I think that was the one I mentioned, wasn't it? So I like that, mate. Good stuff. Gee, Lando's just having a howler with Josh Kelly, mate. He'll come back, mate. He'll come back. Double dummy, is this the new time for lives? No, this one's just a bit random because I've got stuff on every night and I just had to find a time to work. So it was a bit earlier. I feel like it probably clashes with footy training and stuff. So ideally, I think I'll do 7:30, but just a bit different today. Oh, here we go. Carl's back. This is always pretty dangerous. Carl, short dog millionaire, premiership TikToker, and late night operator. That's what they know me as, mate. It's great to see your name pop up. Theo, would you do Callahan to Warple in coming weeks? Is it worth it? Not in coming weeks, mate. I'd do it right now if you need to do that because that ship will sail. Like Callahan will go up in price, but Warple will probably go even further up in price. So if you're going to do that sort of trade, it may as well be now. Corey, where were you at the footy the other day for Geelong? Where you said out on the full as you were on TV? For Geelong, where you said out on the full. Was I on the TV? I was at the game. Corey, I'm interested. Let me know when you reckon you saw me at the ground. Because I find it hard to believe because I was pretty high up. But you never know. Clarkey thinks Setterfield will keep us his high scoring form. No, the short answer is no. I don't think he'll score 120 plus all too often, but I think he's a pretty strong candidate to average in the high 90s. He looks like he's just finally playing the role he's always wanted to. So it's great. Lando, I need to show someone else my team. Just you. I'm not using Sportsbet at the moment. Lando is smashing it. Come on, Lando. I mean, there's some stuff here that I don't know how your Sportsbet's account going, mate. Maybe it's going better than mine. I don't know, but I did land a couple of same game multis the other day. Double dummy. How's your team looking, mate? Yeah, it's tough. My team's looking okay, mate. Good week last week, but this week I do need to trade Steele, Cunnington, and Bruin. I'm thinking probably Goulden, Zeeble, Cornelio, I think. So wish me luck. Carl, Steele, Callahan, and Pedler to Setterfield, Warpedo, and run it back with Zeeble. Pull the trigger or back to the drawing board. Nah, I really like that. I mean, I think you got blokes who are all going to make you extreme cash, and hopefully you can spend that elsewhere too. So that's good. Aaron Fry, Bruin, Ridley, and Steele for Dacos, Setterfield, and Zeeble. Missing Chandler, or do I prioritise Chandler over Zeeble? No, look, Chandler's going well, but I wouldn't make him a absolute must-have. I would go Zeeble over Chandler, so I like that, mate. Frank Patiri, do you leave your wardrobe door a little ajar to show off your trophy? Oh man, I didn't even realize that was there. That's just a little small size Geelong Premiership cup. So yeah. The observation skills there from Frank is impressive. Global, g'day there, you bloody champion. What's going on, mate? How are you? Good to see you. Heath says Zeeble won't be a keeper. Well, I don't know. Will he? Won't he? Why wouldn't he? I mean, if he gets back to that same role, averaging high 90s, why not? Why not? Corey, I reckon they will play Goda and Sheasel in defence over Hall now. Wow, look, I'd be surprised, mate. I think they'll play Goda, but they might move him to a wing. And yeah, it could affect Sheasel more than anyone. So let's look out for that. Lando, we can only see face cam. I haven't seen your team video yet. Keep searching, mate. If you need that code, that's about all I can. All right, no worries, Lando. Thank you, mate. Double dummy, don't worry about Hall. He's likely to hurt himself running over the boundary. I know he's every chance to blow a hamstring, that's for sure. Carl, alternative. Inferior Darcy, superior Darcy. Peddler to Zeeble and Steele to Setters +1. Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. Yep. Steele to Setters plus 300K to go shopping in the gift shop next week. Bo's firmly on the radar, shorty. Yeah, look, both good options, mate. I can't exactly remember your other option as well, but I remember liking that. It's just a horses for courses thing. Like, just try and plan out not just this week's trades, but the next couple of weeks, and that might be your answer there. If that cash is going to help you to upgrade quickly in those opening rounds with prices changing, that could be beneficial for you. Luke, Aaron Hall won't play with Sheasel back there. Oh, I think he will. We'll wait and see. But, I mean, Aaron Hall is one of their leaders and a very quality ball user as well. Joe says, why are so many SuperCoach AFL fantasy content creators teachers? Yeah, true. I know DR's a teacher, isn't he? Is Jackson Davey a teacher as well? I wish I was a teacher. Well, no, I don't. That's a lie. I'm not actually a teacher. I work in the wellbeing team, but definitely involved with the school. So it should be a bit of fun. Outdoor egg camp tomorrow night. It should be good vibe. Hayden, no way Hall will come in for Goda for sure. Oh, no. Yeah. No, I agree. Heath, Ablett Jr. was the best. Bloody oath, mate. Absolute superstar. Lando, I need to have a good look last round. Who was in the lineup? Special Cash Cow Barlow. Yeah. Double dummy. Tigers defender that got 120 each week with cheap. Yeah, Joel Bowden. Yeah, he was a man who used to take those kick-ins and play on before many did. He was very, very impressive. Lando, you are off chops, mate. He is punching through the comments. Dylan, should I trade out Brayshaw for LDU or Callahan for a good rookie? I'd try to go Callahan to Setterfield if you could. I do still like Brayshaw, but clearly LDU is more the form player. I don't mind it depending. I mean, if it's a good rookie, yeah, I don't mind that. No, here's Supercoach 10 with his other option. Although that looks very similar to his first option. Sorry, mate. I can't remember. It's hard to compare options when so many questions come in between them. It's hard to do. Sorry. But if you want to send another one through, I'll do my very best to get to all the questions. I might not get to every single question over the next 40 minutes because Shorty is a little tight for time, but we'll do our best. Dylan, Shorty, where are you going for school camp? I think it's down the coast. I think we're going to Anglesea. So that should be quite nice. Nikki, Shorty, who should I get, English or Darcy Cameron? I'm getting rid of Shrek the Hack. I would go English, mate, but it might be a question of can you use that cash that you would get for Darcy Cameron in a better light? But I would prefer English if they were head-to-head. Carl, side on Shorty, somewhat disconcerting. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that would have been quite weird for you guys just watching me like this the whole time. That kind of would have been weird. Scorched, Goulden, Darcy Cameron, or Zeeble. Oh, gee. If I had to pick one, it would be Goulden, but all very good options within their own right. There we go. Tom Morris. Shorty, sources have told me you won the big one last weekend. Congratulations. Thank you, Tom. Thank you so much. I'll be covering this on SEN News at 6 a.m. breakfast show. The people want to know, though, how the celebrations go. Regards, TM. Thank you, Tom. Much appreciated. It's great to hear you back on crunch time on Sundays. Celebrations were good. Couple of Malibus, couple of cocktails, mate. Had the bartender, or he wasn't a bartender. We were at a pub. Walked up there, and my mate was like, "Can you make us a cocktail?" Mate, it's 3 mystery cocktails, very saucy stuff, and they tasted pretty good. Mike_Tice, Brayshaw or LDU? If I had Brayshaw, I'd probably still keep him, but clearly LDU is going better at the moment and looks much better. But I still would see them both averaging around 110. So I don't necessarily feel like I need to trade. Corey, AFL 23 comes out April 14. Mate, you'll have to give me a little review. Have to let me know. Amusement. Ex-Devil, thinking of Ridley, Radaglia, and Bruin to Dacos, Chandler, and Setters. Can change Radaglia for Chesser, but can only get Brennan Cox if I do that. Don't have faith in Ridley this season. Yeah, no, I agree, mate. I haven't been a big rap for Ridley at all for a while. I just don't think he has that ceiling. And yeah, I prefer you to go Dacos as opposed to Brennan Cox for sure. So I think Radaglia could be the go. Nicky, Shorty, I reckon each year the trim is getting worse. That is some savage feedback on the haircut, mate. But appreciate your honesty as always. Carl, Tommy Morris got your liquor license. Oh, Jesus Christ. Orlando. I did have Hopper anyway. I was going to pick him. Cassidy, Chanley, or McKenna if you had to pick one. Definitely McKenna. Absolutely McKenna for sure. Jordan Lyons, thoughts on Darcy Parish, gone under the radar and has proven to go huge. Yeah, look, I think the only knock on him is that he can really suffer a tag pretty bad. But yeah, you're right. If you're looking for pods, he can score big with the best of them. Amusement Dunkley to get booed out of the stadium on Thursday night. Yeah, Lando, you are potentially having just a touch too many comments in there, mate. I love your input, but just keep it to questions, mate. Keep it to questions. Oliver, Shorty, I'm such an idiot. I captained Chad Warner expecting him to rip through the Hawks midfield, but the Lemon pumped out 80. I know, mate. I had him in my same game multi to get 20 touches. He barely got near it. Honestly, I thought he was lucky to score 80. So that one hurts, but bounce back with a better skipper this week, my friend. Bounce back. Blesty, keep Hopper even if he misses this week or trade for Setterfield. Oh, gee. If he misses, fuck, yeah, I'd almost be tempted to go for Setterfield, but it's just not really something I've thought about because I just don't have that luxury. I've got more pressing things, but I'm in the keep Hopper camp, but I understand why some people would go for Setterfield. Josh, I went Wits to Cameron, Radaglia to Zeeble, Flanders to Chandler. Have everyone I need except Setterfield and LDU. Cashjan had good luck with no injuries and good picks to start, mate. Good stuff. He's flying. Like I said, I don't really like trading out Wits for Cameron, but seems to be somewhat popular. No need to trade in Tom Lynch, Lando. No, Amusement's really giving it fucking. Thoughts on Samson Ryan? Looked good, didn't he? Took a few good marks. I don't really see a stack of prospect from a SuperCoach perspective. What did he score? 72, 123k, forward ruck. The best thing going for him might be that dual position, but nah, it doesn't really excite me, mate, unless you have to downgrade. My TikTok is Shorty Supercoach as well, mate. So nice and simple. D Miller, would you rather do Wits to Cameron or Ridley to Rampy to free up cash for Callahan to Setterfield? Ridley to Rampy, just because I don't think Ridley or Rampy are keepers. We're comparing Wits and Cameron. I think probably Wits is the keeper. Cameron may well be. He looks great. Particularly, oh no, he's just pure ruck now, isn't he? Yeah, I'd do that. Jackson Lewis. What's the better option? Option 1, Setterfield, Zeeble, Darcy, Cameron. Out, Bruin, Sean Darcy, Bytel. Option 2, Ridley, out, Dacos, in, Bruin, out, Chandler, Sean Darcy, Darcy, Cameron. Let me suss that. Yeah, I almost feel like the first option I prefer, mate. I like getting Setterfield in, but yeah, you got I think Setterfield, Zeeble, and Darcy Cameron looks really good. I mean, I guess the downside is you don't bring in Dacos, so it's a bit of robbing Peter to pay Paul. It's hard to find a perfect one, but yeah, I would go number 1 slightly. Nicky Lando, grab as many tall forwards as you can. Oh shit! There's some savage comments coming Lando's way. Clutch. Thoughts on Lysett for Cameron and Steele for LDU? Yeah, I love that, mate. I think they are 2 trades that would really correct a couple of issues in your side very nicely. Scorched, should I trade Cunnington to Zeeble, Goulden, or Darcy Cameron? Probably Goulden out of those, I reckon. I'd go Goulden. Hayden reckons they might tag Sheasel. That's not impossible. Yeah, that's not impossible. Thanks everyone for all your questions too. Really appreciate it. Been great getting back into these live sessions. I think seeing the same sort of names is really cool. Obviously, we're a bit all over the place with when I do these lives. Well, I hope we can find some consistency in them, sort of being around that 7:30 mark most days or most weeks on a Tuesday or Wednesday, but still playing around with it. Matt says Lando, Robbie Tarrant looking good. I think Lando's taking the piss here. Mike Tice, Hopper and Luke McDonald, or Warple and Brennan Cox. Warple and Brennan Cox. I don't love it, but I would go that if you had to. Theo, sticking to in Setterfield, Dusty Cameron, Chandler, out Callahan, Gorn, Oscar Allen. Chesser would go to Samson, Ryan, go to Wilmot. Would you do that? Chesser would go to Ryan and go to Wilmot. Would you do that? Yeah, as in next week. Yeah, look, I think that looks good, mate. I like those trades at the initial, and I think, yeah, I don't mind that at all. D-Max talking. Cameron, shorty, mate, what kind of product goes into those gorgeous brunette locks? Oh, mate, the hair product, just some top secret stuff, my friend. Some real top secret stuff. I spend a serious amount of time on this, a solid 2 to 3 minutes each day. Mitchell Brown, remember me, shorty? The Geelong footballer, yes, I do. Mitchell Brown. Mass Stitch thinks Abel keeps it up. I do, mate. I do. I think he'll keep playing some good footy. I think the role suits him beautifully, and I expect him to keep playing some real solid footy. Nicky, shorty thoughts on picking up Matt Flynn as a pod? I'm going to check just to see if you're taking the piss. Okay, he scored 100. He's averaging 110. All right, maybe you're not taking the piss out of me. No, I don't like it. I think it's too risky. I don't think pods are the way to go in the ruck department. Not that risky anyway. Matt says, "Who else do you have?" Oh, he's uh, Bo. G'day, Shorty. I got in Nick Dacos and Errol Goulden. Traded out Sam Flanders and Jack McRae. Yeah, I think that's good. I mean, I really liked McRae as an option at the start of the year, but this role, Beveridge seems to always claim someone. Man, it's disappointing. Birdie, wish I had coin to go LDU, but structure means Setterfield is the go. Yeah, I mean, it's still real good. Like, it's not exactly what you wanted, but still a good option to have him there. D. Miller, would you rather do Wits to Darcy Cameron or Ridley? I think I answered that one. Ridley to Rampy would be my go. Lando talking team reveals. Look out. Nikki, why are people considering getting rid of Wits? Yeah, mate, I've got no idea. I've been saying that too. Like, I understand freeing up some cash, but not at the expense of a guy you're clearly going to keep and picked at the start of the year to keep all year. Lucas, would you go Flanders down to Filippo for the cash? No, I wouldn't. I don't think Filippo's a guy that we need to rush into our teams. I'd try to go the other way and try and upgrade Flanders to a couple of the guys we've talked about, but understand it's not always as easy. So, um, yeah. So there you go. He says, "What's your best ever rank?" I got a feeling I might answer this one on the live for TikTok. About 1,400. So I'm not sitting here claiming I'm a SuperCoach Classic expert. I'm definitely better at draft, but um, yeah, hopefully this year break into 1K. Cameron, Shorty is English to Darcy. A trade that must be done, and is Zeeble in your trade plans this week? I can't get him in, but love him as an option. Yeah, I think English is a great call. I've loved what he's been doing, been a big fan of him all preseason. And yes, Zeeble definitely is in my plans. I'm sort of tossing and turning between he and Setterfield, and I'm just tossing and turning on it, but definitely strong consideration. Like you, I really enjoy the role. Ethan, would you bring in Jack Buckley for Chesser if you had the cash? Jack Buckley. $205K. Scored 75 and 99. Interesting. That's a bloke I hadn't thought of, and he's a defender. Yeah, righto. Yeah, maybe I would. Yeah, maybe I would, mate. I can't really say what job security he's got, but the scores look all right. Bertie, surely they factor in the price of pretzels for the savvy shopper. Man, I must be a long way behind on these comments if that's where I'm up to. We are not getting through these. Fuck. Joshy Gall says, because I wanted the cash for Wits so I could snag Cameron, Zeeble, and Chandler. Yeah, okay. Yeah, gee. Culling Wits is an unexpected thing. I didn't expect to come across this. Lucas is Flanders a must trade this week. I feel like he is. I didn't see what he scored week 2, but just my gut feel is yes. And with scores of 64 46. Oh, yeah, he's a must trade, mate. He's a must trade. Oliver, Shorty, I captain. Oh, yes. Oh, mate. That is brutal. That is brutal, my friend. Double dummy for the English askers. The reason you didn't pick him up is body reliability. Has 2 weeks changed your mind that much? Yeah, mate. I've been on board him all preseason, so I'm a believer. Yeah, a few people talking about Doherty and Wits. Gee whiz. Savage premium trading. Jonas, hey short stick, how's your 30th? Oh mate, dirty 30. It's a tough time. It's a tough time. Oh, here we go. This is interesting. The professor is back. Hey shorty, been a while. What do you make of Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin's meeting during the week. Is this the end of the world? And has SuperCoach and SuperCoach as we know it? I've got a feeling that's Brad. That's who I reckon it is. Josh, Dusty, no good. Heath, R2 has to be Marshall or English if you have wits. Yeah, totally agree. Damien, keep Sean Darcy concerned about his centre bounces with Luke Jackson or downgrade to Darcy Cameron. Yes, I think I would be worried about Sean Darcy, mate, and I would be trading him. I would definitely trade him. But Darcy Cameron is still available as a forward. Fuck. Yeah, right. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. Did not know that. I mean, yeah, okay. Shit. That is very interesting. Gives old Shorty something to think about. That's a little spanner in the works for Shorty. Matthew in Setterfield, LDU and Chandler. Out Callahan, Hopper and Steele. Thoughts? Look, I'm keeping Hopper. But I understand, given he's probably out, that some people will trade him. So, look, I don't mind that at all. Oliver, I jumped the gun and traded out Jones and got Liam Stocker. I'm hoping he can hold that. Yeah, look, I don't know. I think Jones to Stocker's all right, mate. I don't mind that at all. He says, have a TikTok one night, YouTube another night. Look, I mean, ideally, but I don't really have 2 nights that I can just go live for hours. I try to just smack it out on the one night. So, but I do appreciate your thoughts. I think I'll do it on the one night. It just might be a matter of breaking it up. Yeah, between the two. HB, hey mate, can you explain how does the vice captain and captain work in SuperCoach? For sure, mate. A lot of people do a vice captaincy loophole. So you put your VC on someone who's playing early in the week, and then if they go well, you can put the floating donut on the field, captain it. So therefore it doesn't register. Therefore it doubles your VC. And the key thing is for that donut that you put on for the player on the field, make sure you put the emergency onto that player because you don't want to lose a score just for the VC loophole. Scrolled all the way down. We are miles behind, absolutely miles. Oh, not ridiculously far. Not as far as I thought, actually. Bo said, thoughts Grundy now without Gorm, whatever. Yeah, I'm not as enthused on Grundy as an option, mate. I just don't think he's found that form. I don't think, I mean, he'll definitely have better options and better games going forward, but I'm more inclined to stay away from that one. Double Dummy says, do TikTok and end it and go straight to YouTube, bring them across with you. Yeah, no, it's actually a good point. Thank you, mate. I think that's probably what I'll do. Probably shorter TikTok and just bring them over. Brendan Freeman, Daddy, I'm back. I called him Brendan. Brandon, sorry, mate. Amusement, no, Shorty. Garfield absolutely slaps. Rare Daniel. Whoa, that was an extremely unexpected Shorty dub. You're a madman. Brandon says Darcy, Bruin, Flanders for English Cameron Chandler. I love it, mate. Very popular trade. HB says Toot, Clary, Tom Green, or Bont out for LDU. Oh, none of them. I don't think LDU is that pressing, mate. I mean, sometimes we just got to go without. I wouldn't burn one of those. I probably prefer going English and Cogs, to be honest, Brandon. Yeah. Kanga, thoughts on Flanders to Zeeble, Drury to Chandler, and maybe Grundy to Darcy Cameron. Just not sure about Grundy trade as he might be solo rucking. No, I'd do that, mate. I'd do that trade. Grundy, I mean, he was solo ruck for most of the game on the weekend, and he didn't score that well. So I've got my reservations. I'd be playing with the numbers we know, and I would trade him. Jonas, Shorty, show us your leagues. Mate, I will. I might have to do a video, not specific, but I will cover them at some stage. Oliver, Shorty, I went to Port v Pies game and sat in the Port cheers. But the fact I'm a Pies fan and a loud bloke, I almost got into a punch on. Hopefully I don't this Friday. Oh, do your best, mate. The footy is a passionate place. And yeah, love a bit of passion at the footy, but a punch on, not so much. Gee, what do you think about Rosie and Callahan to Setterfield and Zeeble? Nah, we got to keep Rosie, mate. He's a keeper. He's a lock. As much as Zeeble and Setterfield are good options, I wouldn't be doing that. Max says, would it make sense to trade Hopper out and back in? I've only made one trade so far. Got some room to Nah, not back in. I mean, you're doing well with the trades, clearly being disciplined in that, and obviously had some good fortune with the injuries. But nah, it's either you keep him or you get rid of him for the rest of it. Not back in sort of deal, because he'll be back next week, and yeah, his price will go up. Lando, I haven't seen many AFL YouTubers yet, apart from this guy I met at PAX in. James, is Dacos a must-have this week or wait till next? Oh, I think he's a must this week because he's really going to go nuts. I mean, we can't fit everyone in, but if you wait till next week, you just got to accept that, he's probably going to be, 50K more expensive probably. Yeah. Can I show my team to help me with trades this week? Like, do you have Facebook? Yeah. If you want to send me your team, Shorty Supercoach Facebook. It's no guarantees I get to it, but I'll do my best. Theo. G Money, sorry I'm late. Catch me up. How did the Cats go on the weekend? Fucking G Money. Joey, Shorty, what's your UTR, Universal Tennis Ranking? Oh, mate, I've got no idea. I know in my team, Brad, we're pretty even, and I think his is like in the high fives, I think. So I don't think I've worked out how to get my UTR yet. So, Joey, if you've got any tips, linking my accounts, etc., please let me know. Got 15 minutes too, guys. I'll try to get through as many as I can. Joey also says VC on Dacos. And would you trade Darcy for Cameron? I would. I would make that trade. And the VC, I mean, you could. It's probably not what I'll do, but definitely he's a bloke that clearly is capable of going big and he's in great form. Carl says, much prefer this setup. Shorty's baby blues, gun barrel straight down the camera. Oh, mate, you crack me up. Nah, I think the consensus is probably them both running at once isn't the go. So thank you for your feedback, guys. Should I trade Ridley, Witts, Bruin for Dacos, Cameron, and Setterfield? Look, I don't like this Witts to Cameron business. I just don't. But it's very popular. I don't understand why. But I like the other trades. I guess they can't all work unless you do them all. But I don't like trading one of the best ruckmen we have out. I don't. Lando's found the video at last. And there you go. Oh, Double's giving him the group. Lovely. Oh, shit. Anthony, shortstop. The Saints are going undefeated this season. The Saints are on fire, mate. Who would have thought? They're looking great. I never would have thought they'd start 2-0, mate. Wayne, short. My backs are Sard, Dacos, Cox, Rampy, Jinby, and McKenna on the field. Well, that's a little unique one. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. James, g'day, Shorty. How's it going? Thoughts on Darcy Cameron in the forward line, or should I go LDU in the mid? Yeah, look, both great options. I'm almost leaning more towards Darcy Cameron just with that forward line eligibility, but you're probably winning on both fronts, mate. I mean, the dual ability to cover your ruckman if they do miss with that flexibility is pretty appealing. Ivan Soldo Lando. Oh shit. Broad gets 4 weeks, hot off the press from Heath. Widescreen TV. Shorty, how many cash generations do you think you need at a time to start cashing them in for primos? How many? Probably 4 to 6 rises in price. You probably want to make at least 150k from most of your cash cows, I'd say. Carl, if Sean Darcy was a shape slaver, what shape slaver would he be, Shorty? Probably Savoury. Probably Savoury, mate. He's a bit off at the moment, but no, I feel like he could be nacho cheese. Because sometimes I'm like, fucking love this. And other times I'm like, didn't hit today. Thinking, oh, you said Savoury as well. Oh, fucking hell. To be honest, says everything in it. Yeah, shit. Jeez, like mine's, Carl. Brandon says Darcy Flanders Bruin. I feel like I answered that. Yeah, I did definitely answer that. Josh, McRae and McKenna or Dacos and Flanders. Oh, well. Darcy and McKenna. Well, from that pairing, all you would want is McKenna and Dacos, I would say. Not sure if I misread that or. Carl, Bevo, Shorty, how long does Magneto stay in the job? Magneto. Jungle drums beating. Shorty, always well connected in this space. Who is Magneto? What are we talking about here? What are we fucking talking about? Oh, Marvel. Oh, maybe I'm not as well connected as you first thought. Ethan, if Hopper doesn't play, is he a trade out in order to get Zeeble Setterfield? If you can. I probably don't have that luxury at the moment, but I'm probably keeping him. But yeah, if you can and you don't have any more pressing things to do, yeah, that's a good trade. G'day, DJ JD. What's going on, mate? Good to see you. The Ultimate Fitness and Adventure Camp. Do you think Warple can last all season? I do, mate. I do. I think he'll average mid to high 90s all season. Kyle Langford. Come on, Lando. Come on, mate. Josh Gold, cheers for your input, mate. No worries, mate. Thank you. Mitch, hey, Shorty, what are the best options for Steele in your opinion? I think it'd be Canelio if you want to sort of get forward action happening, or Luke Davies-Uniacke, Tom Green. They're probably my main ones. SDS, who do I replace Nathan Broad with? How are you, mate? Hope you've been well. Thank you, Lando. Lukey McMahon. Hey, Shorty, mate. How are you after 2 rounds? Who do you think will win the Brownlow? Good to see you, mate. How are you? After a couple of weeks, I'd still probably say someone like Clayton Oliver would be right up there. I mean, it's only 2 rounds. I mean, it's not anything to get too crazy over. But yeah, I'd probably still stick with like my original thoughts on someone like Clary or Bont, even though their first couple hasn't been amazing. Wayne with the mids there. It's got Holmesy. Gee whiz, bold move. Steve, Shorty, why do you choose SuperCoach over AFL Fantasy? Just prefer the scoring system, mate. And unlimited trades, which I'm pretty sure it is. Absolutely hate that. So I think trading's a big part of the game. So I don't like it being unlimited. Mason, would you trade Ridley for Dacos? Only way for me to get him in. Sick of getting hurt by high ownership. Yeah, I would do that, mate. Definitely would. Shorty's fantasy just don't sound the same. Yeah. Oh, that's not bad. Cool clips. Thoughts on Doc to LDU as a boost? Already had Dacos. No, look, LDU's going great, but I still see him averaging 110, and I see Doherty averaging 105. And for a defender, that's great. So no, I would hold on that. Max, do you know the injury status on Hopper? Yeah, last I heard that he was still a test. In doubt, sort of unlikely, but just a bit of a knee concern. So I'd say likely miss, but hopefully it should just be one. Dave, do you play footy for any Geelong teams this year? Nah, no footy for me this year, mate. Have played for Winchelsea, Geelong West, Grovedale back in the day. But no, not at the moment, mate. Not at the moment. Duna Daltis, LDU or Darcy Cameron. Cameron should be easily top 6 forward and only 460. Yeah, mate, that's a really fair point. Probably go Darcy Cameron, mate. Yeah, but you're right. Really good option in the forward line. He says, do you trust Chandler keeping this spot when Melbourne's full strength? No, I don't. I could easily see him being out of the team in a month, but clearly at the moment he's playing really good footy. So, Kanga, do I do the Grundy for Darcy Cameron or could Chesser to Oliver Hollands? No, I'd go Grundy to Darcy Cameron, mate, for sure. Jonas, hey Shorty, bring the Tic Tac Talkers along to YouTube or tell them to explore other opportunities like dating your Tinder victim. Always love Jonas's input. Ben, hey Shorty, love the content. Thank you, mate. Is it worth going Hunter Clark, Steele, Ben King to Dacos, Setterfield, Zeeble? Absolutely, mate. I think they're really quality 3 ins. And I'll definitely do that. Appreciate the support, mate. It's always nice to hear. Heath, who's more of a must, Hollands or Chandler? Probably Chandler, but I don't really see either as absolute musts. Ben's back. Jonas, yes, they are definitely going. But yeah, I see he's chatting to Jonas. Carl, vintage shorty tonight. No signs of a premiership hangover. That's what we love. Josh, shorty, I think you should grow out your hair like Supercoach with DR, then tie it up the front so it covers your face. Nothing like a live session to just level you out sometimes. Steve, shorty, what's going on? I'm thinking Dacos, Setterfield, and Zeeble this week, but can afford LDU instead of Zeeble. I'm thinking Zeeble would be good to swing back. Should I hold for LDU and look next week? No, I'd probably prefer the Zeeble one, mate. I know LDU's flying, but yeah, I think from a price point, potential keeper point, I do like Zeeble. Carl Bevo equals Magneto, Lord Farquaad. Yeah, the brain was ticking over slowly there, mate. Well, they've signed him up, mate. They've signed him up. So I think they've given him a couple of years already. So I agree with you. The heat is on him. But they did sign that deal. Theo, do Cats tag? Very, very rarely. It's sometimes O'Connor, but very, very rarely. We are far ahead in chat. Yeah, well, I'm finally catching up, mate. Finally catching up. Cool clips. What's your highest rank you've ever gotten in SuperCoach? 1,400-ish, I think it was. Tone McRae to LDU. Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. He's just a bit off McRae. Bit of a slight change in role, maybe. Xavier, hey, Shorty, how are you? Had an okay week, but need to do some fix-ups. Thinking of getting Dacos, Sheasel, neither Zeeble. For either of Zeeble or McKenna, and should I prioritise need to move on Tanner Bruin and Flanders? Yeah, I would prioritise the Flanders and Bruin, but I definitely feel like getting in Dacos and Sheasel are must-haves, and Zeeble as well. So maybe Bruin and Flanders, while they're struggling, aren't as necessary as getting some of those guys that are really going to boost up in price. So otherwise, Setterfield's a bloke that you should consider as well if you've got that sort of range to move in the midfield too. Luke, I'm good. Shorty, thoughts on Nathan Broad being banned for 4 weeks? Thoughts on the game last Thursday night? No, I think 4 is fair. I think that's absolutely fair. We got to stamp those sort of things out. Can't have blokes getting knocked out. And yeah, the game was frustrating, mate. Very frustrating, but Cats only played a good quarter footy. Probably need to pull the finger out, mate. So they need to really find that hunger from the get-go. But the Blues were pretty solid, pretty impressive at times. Silver Pigeon, what a name. Hey, Shorty, LDU, Zeeble and Chandler in for Gawn, Callahan and Chesser would need to move Asava to R2. Don't like the Asava to R2, but I do think those trades are pretty strong. So don't know if you can go Gawn to like a, sort of a Marshall or a English or a Darcy Cameron. Worries me. Worries me a bit with Asava at R2. Amusement, are you a Wi-Fi signal because I feel a strong connection? And Jonas, Shorty, don't you get tempted by Big Cox and Wood scoring well, mate? It's always tempting when I think you rolled that joke out last week, mate. Guys, I'm gonna rock and roll. I think amusement. Matthew Broadbent getting a run in Shorty's 22. It is 7:42, and Shorty has to scoot at 7:45. So somehow we caught up. I think Lando may have been clogging the chat just a smidgen, but once we got through those, we scooted on pretty nicely. So thanks everyone for joining in. I don't have as much time to just sit around and chat, unfortunately, because I do have to duck off to get my photo taken for the grand final victory in tennis. Steve, who would you drop this week? Cowan or Green? Jeez. Who's that first one? Am I going crazy or it's 6:43? You and your time difference up there, amusement. Come on, mate. Outrageous stuff. Oh, Cowan from Carlton, Steve. Sorry, righto. I would trade Fergus Green if I had to choose. Yeah. Luke Ryan is worth a look, mate, but certainly going big dog in the price range after this week. So, yeah, certainly could. Axel, I would say it's more important to have probably day cost, just from a price point of view. Carl. Oh, good stuff, guys. Thanks heaps. I'll chat to you all soon. Thanks again for a great live sesh. We will be looking at doing it 7:30 most weeks, but this week was just a little bit all over the shop. So hopefully the week's coming up a little bit more free. So I'll talk to you all soon. Thanks again. And we'll chat soon. Videos out later this week. Cheers, guys.